Hey guys, this is the April Kitten. I haven't started this vlog yet and it's the 7th, so I need to get on that. I finished Obsidio last night. I have to sleep very soon. I finished Obsidio last night. It was really good. The ending was a little bit fluffy. I'm going to give it like 4.5, closer to 4 stars out of 5. Would have been a lot better if I'd remembered what else had happened. If you have a book that has such a complicated plot as this, and you're going to release the books like a year apart from each other, you need a recap at the start of them. You just do. Because there was no recap in this whatsoever. It just led on straight from the end of the last one. If you are looking to read this series, then I would recommend reading them one after the other. They are not that long. It's taken me a while to read this because I've been so insanely busy. Graphic design, incredible as always. Really, really interesting. Yeah, would really recommend this series. The first one is still my favourite out of all of them because the first one had that shock factor of what happened, and it was also like the graphic design, it was still such a massive novelty, and when it gets to this point it's still good, but that novelty's kind of worn off a little bit. I've recently got back from Bruges. I wanted to bring a new book with me because I was nearly finished Obsidio, so I bought The Last Star, which is the third book in the Fifth Wave series. I'm already about 100 pages in. 90 pages in. So I'm currently reading this. Again, I can't really remember what much has happened in the other series, but that is my fault because by the time I got to the first book, all of these books were out, so I had no excuse really. I'm kind of getting there with things, starting to forget characters, starting to remember characters a little bit that I've forgotten. I don't think it's going to be good as the first book in this series because, again, the first book had that shock factor. The first book was really good. The second book was filler because it had middle book syndrome, and this one, 90 pages in, just feels a little bit blah. Finished one book this month and a little bit of another one because, not because I haven't wanted to be reading, because I have, but because I've been so incredibly busy. Is my Fitbit half charging it? Yes it is, I can put it on. And I have a couple of hours, literally the first time I've had a couple of hours, probably all month, so I'm going to finish The Last Star. Finished. It was alright. I'm gonna give this 3 stars, I think. The first book in the series is really good. I'd recommend it, but the rest, not so much. There was nothing in this that wasn't like straight up just like military action scenes. So I wasn't into it. Just not my kind of thing. It was also really pretentious in places. The first one was good. I maybe wouldn't recommend continuing this series. The next book that I've picked to read is Bonfire Surprise in Stickleback Hollow by C.S. Woolley. Actually, she told me off last time that I was saying her surname wrong. Woolley. Woolley. I'm going with Woolley, I'm sorry. The reason I'm picking this is because I have a couple of really busy days coming up, so I wanted a short book that I could just stick in my bag and can probably finish just sitting on the bus and that, and I've lost my bookmark because there it is, found it. Last night I finished a Bonfire Surprise in Stickleback Hollow. This series, I might have mentioned this before, don't know if I have, but this series has been reminding me of something as I've been reading it, like going on, like I've been thinking, I know something similar to this, and I've just realised what it is. It's Black Butler. It's really been reminding me of Black Butler all the way through, and it's quite similar, except there isn't any like demons yet. Kaz, get on that, demons please. And I put a post on my Bookstagram at Gates at Team Reads, being like, which one of these 3 books should I read next? And exactly one person commented on it. And that was Becca Perkins, who was in the Berlin vlog, if you guys remember that. She said this one, and as she's the only person who commented, guess that means I'm reading this one. So I have this kind of weird bookish thing that I need to do now, and I'm probably going to have to put this camera on charge because it's going to take a while. But basically I have to make a giant line drawing of a bookshelf for a book convention that I run. If you guys don't know, I run a book convention, it's called Bibliocon. All the information should be going up on the Bookstagram that I run as is becomes available. But basically the idea is that we're going to make like this mural with like this line drawing of a bookshelf, and then people can come and like write their favourite books on the spine, says books, and like just sort of draw on it and have like a bit of fun with it. But basically I'm making this big line drawing of a bookshelf. Finished. Ooh. I was doing things, but as you can probably hear and see, it's raining really hard outside. That's my favourite time to read, so I will film a clip without my dressing gown on, but today is not that day, obviously. I'm sorry, it's just not who I am as a person. I don't feel like I've done very well this month. Like, this is it. It's pretty rubbish, isn't it? This has not really left a lasting impression on me. Sometimes I come away from books and like a couple of weeks later when I film this bit, I'm like, yeah, that was great, I feel much better about it, or meh, it was alright, or I don't remember much of what happened. And this one, I remember things of what happened. The characters have kind of stuck with me, but it hasn't stood out to me as like a standout good book. The series in general, I still think is incredible. I still think the series is possibly one of the best sci-fi series I've ever read. But this one hasn't really massively stood out to me. But I would still say if you're planning on reading it, and do read it, do not let this put you off. I think part of the reason it sort of fell a little bit, not flat, but under expectation slightly, is because I didn't read it straight after the other books. So if you are planning on reading it and you haven't read any of them yet, now that all three of them are out, you have no excuse to read them one after the other. The Last Star, which is the third book in the Fifth Wave series. This was this, like, you know, like middle book syndrome, but like the whole point is that when you get to middle book syndrome, the third book goes up. In this one, the second book had middle book syndrome, and then the third book was like a step down from that. I recommend reading the first book, but it does end on a cliffhanger. So then what I would recommend doing is just going and reading the synopsis for the second and third book. Like, don't bother reading them in full. Just if you want to know what happens, which is totally understandable because it ends on a cliffhanger, then like just look up what happens. Next, I read A Bonfire Surprise in Stickleback Hollow. The only part of this book I can remember is like the last 50 pages. So this is kind of another book that hasn't stuck with me that much. But I remember enjoying the last 50 pages or so. The plot of this series is really truly thickening, and I am enjoying it quite a lot. I think this should be a bind-up. Kanzi should do a bind-up of these. Next is Scarlet. I am really enjoying this so far. Really enjoying this. I am 295 pages in. If you can see, this is how much I've got left. I think I'm going to finish this in the next few days because, just like the last one, I'm really enjoying it. I know some bits are a bit trashy and it's a little bit YA, but it's a really, really easy book to read, and the plot is really, really good. And even though it is a tad predictable in places and a tad focusing on the romance, which I'm not into at all, which we've discussed before, those bits are easy to skim over because the plot is so good and because female representation, the female characters in this book are so good. If you've stayed until the very end, or also if you've just skipped to the end because you've seen the title of this video, I'm actually going to be doing another giveaway. So if you've reached this far, then well done for getting there. I recently entered a cosplay competition with my Miss Havisham cosplay. All video vlogs on that will be going up soon. And I won. I came in first place. Woo! And I won tickets to York Unleashed Comic Con, which I was like, oh yeah, it's brilliant, I'll definitely go, because it was Gateshead Unleashed that I went to, and it was a brilliant day. It sounded like it was great fun. I'm already at a convention that day. I've already booked my train tickets, booked tickets, blah blah blah. So I can't go. But I didn't want to waste these tickets because they are 4 really good tickets, so I wanted to give them to somebody else who might want them. So just as proof that I do have them, do have them, is I have 2 adult tickets and 2 under 12 tickets, and I'll be running a giveaway. The links for that will all be in the description, as well as some information about York Unleashed 2018, which is on Sunday the 12th of August in York. So please enter if you're interested in that, and please tell your friends who also might be interested in that. There's plenty of ways to enter down in the description, and a lot of the ways you can enter every day, like the reset every day for another entry. So please do that. Get your extra entries in, because I really do think this would be a good event, and I definitely would have gone if it wasn't for the fact that I couldn't go. In this envelope, enter to win and have a great day out for free. And also, if you don't win, the information to how to buy your tickets will be in the comments. In the description. Sorry. Obviously, the York Unleashed people and the Geek Asylum who run it have not asked me to do this at all. They gave me the tickets because I won the competition and I can't go. So you have 2 weeks to enter. I would have left it up for a month to let as many people as possible enter, but because the event is in August, I kind of need to wrap it up and get them sent out. So yeah. Please enter down below. If you have any requests or questions, then leave them down in the comments. New videos every Wednesday. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. And I'll see you with a reading vlog next month. But I'll see you with a video next week. Yeah.